Hi, family. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here to Sunny Days Intuitive Messages. I am your spiritual guide mother. I am here to bring you a message from spirit or your spirit team or your ancestors or your angels, whoever you resonate with, the universe, whatever's comfortable for you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's run these numbers up, okay? Period. Period. Let's run these numbers up, okay? Um, And if you need a reading from me, check the description box below. Let's just jump right in because this already been marinating, okay? Spirit wants you to know that your circumstances does not define you whatsoever. Sometimes during this healing journey, you get to a point to where you have to lose control to get control. 1, 2, 3 on my timer. You have to lose control to get control, which means instead of holding on so tight, instead of planning everything out, you need to release control to the universe. You need to release control to your intuition. You need to release control to your higher self. You need to release control to your angels, your ancestors. You need to release control. One of the best and craziest things I've ever heard is, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. I think that's how I go. And I find it interesting and funny because I hear people say it, but it's like they don't really internalize what that means. That means that, do you really have control over your life? Do you? Or is it predestined? Did you reincarnate here for a purpose? Or is that something you don't believe? Because you can't believe it and then try to control it at the same time. Now, granted, faith without works is dead. But you have to be led. Bars. Was not trying to bars, okay, period. But you do. You have to be led. It's more of a spiritual guided assignment. Especially if you hear and you watching this, you are more on the spiritual aspect of things, which means you're more intuitive, which means you're looking for guidance, which means you're looking for help, you're looking for assistance. So in that, you have to allow yourself to be guided. You can't hold on so tight to where you're trying to control the uncontrollable. We don't we really don't have that much. It's like you have free it's like hearing you have free will. You have free will, you have free will, you have, well, some of us do not have free will. It doesn't work like that for everybody. You have free will to do it the easy way or the hard way. Yeah, that's the free will you got. You can either do it the easy way or the hard way. Either you can be led, or you can try to hold on to it and take the whole detour scenic route. And it's not even I say scenic very loosely because it's not that great going in that direction. It's like going through the dark forest. Like you can take that, you can take that road if you want to, and then you're gonna end up, after you get bruised up and banged up and cut up and all these things, you're gonna end up right back in the same place. Says God, Goddess, universe. Like you just mm, 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 mm. You sometimes you have to be complacent. You have to just be complacent sometimes, because we get moved in due time. Divine timing is at play all the time, especially in your life. If you're watching this, if you over here on my channel, divine timing is at play all the time in your life. So when things come up, oh, my crown chakra is, why would I tell you, I can feel it coming through? Ooh wee. But anyways, divine timing is at play. So sometimes you can be in a situation, you can be at a point in your life to where you're starting your life over. It needed to be rebuilt from the ground up. Ooh wee, when so, when the divine is ready to really put you on that pedestal, when it's really time for you to step up into your place, your life, you will go through a tower. All I see is the tower card. You will go through a tower. And what people seem not to understand about the tower and the death card is the fact that it has to be destroyed before it can be rebuilt. Things will get worse before they get better. And it's not even that they're getting worse. It just seems as though they're getting worse, but you're being carried like a baby. The divine is carrying you in its arms like a baby. I promise you. Nothing long as you, I seen 639. Long as you are releasing control to the divine, to source, you will be taken care of. You will not be dropped. But soon as you start trying to move around and start like trying to move and do things and shake while you're being carried on your own, you might get dropped. Like 707. Yeah, you might get dropped, or you might get fumbled a little bit and things get rocky because you're now trying to control the uncontrollable. And yes, it's your life. Is it? But is it really your life? Because for me, I knew a long time ago. I knew when I was a preteen that my life did not belong to me. I knew then that I was here for a different purpose. I was not going to lead a normal life. I knew that. Like with it was a lot of things that I knew then that are coming together, that are coming falling into place now. Like a lot of visions I had back then, a lot of things I heard. When I say things I heard, I mean like I'm clairaudient, so I've been getting whispers in my ears a long time, a long time, and I knew I was getting, and I knew the information was coming through from something I could not see. Because if you watch my past video, but I begged not to be able to see anything. I could feel the energy, but I was like, please don't let me see it because I didn't want to be freaked out. But um yeah, like it's a lot of visions I had, a lot of things I heard, a lot of things I went through that are just now coming into play. So ooh, ooh, the energy is like so potent and it's so strong. Like you sometimes you just have to be complacent. It's like standing in the middle of a tornado. It's like you're standing still and everything around you is in chaos because your life is being rebuilt. It's like everything around you is crumbling and it's just up flying around. 909. It's just up flying around. And the thing about it is when everything lands, when the tornado stops, everything's gonna land right in place. Everything's gonna literally build, you know those cartoons? I can't even think of a specific cartoon right now. But you know, like on cartoons and stuff, like things would be up flying around and be like, and then it lands, everything lands like doo 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 doo, and it lands right into place on top of each other, and it's a perfect picture. That's what the divine is doing for you in your life. Sometimes you have to be complacent. And it's so very loud and it's very much on repeat. And that's all I keep hearing. Sometimes you have to be complacent. You have to be, you have to be overly satisfied with your current situation that you just stop trying to improve, because sometimes when you're doing that and you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing, all you're it literally, it's like you're kicking back dirt. It's like if a car is stuck in the sand and you just keep hitting the gas and your tires just keep spinning, and you're like, ooh, maybe I'm going somewhere. Am I going somewhere? Am I going somewhere? And you're just spinning, 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 and all you're doing is like sinking your tires into the dirt. That's that is what's happening when you're trying to move and it's not time for you to move. Spirit don't want you to move yet. It is not time. They are taking care of business. They're they're opening up doors that you don't see. They have people talking in rooms that you ain't in. They, they have things shifting around for you. So, say for example, it's time for you to move, and 11:11 on my timer. It's time for you to move, and you're like, I don't know where I'm moving. I don't know how this is gonna happen. How it's gonna work. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna work extra hours, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And think about it like this. You did all of that. Just say if you were to be able to push through 11:33, you were able to push through and you was able to get exactly in a place that where you felt comfortable to where you was able to make your next move, 11:44. And then you couldn't find nowhere to live because it wasn't time for you to move. Spirit is waiting for the your perfect location, or or when you do find somewhere and it's not where you want to be. Spirit, if you would have just waited on Spirit, you would have been exactly where you wanted to be, positioned exactly how you wanted to be positioned. It's like you move when you're told to move. 12:21, all these numbers. I've been seeing so many angel numbers on repeat, and I see these angel numbers a lot already. But when things are beginning to shift in your life, one, two, three, four, when things are beginning to shift in your life, when you're going through a transition, you will see so many more synchronicities on repeat, and they'll come so fast. And that's when you know things are shifting in your life. You are being led and you are being guided by Spirit, by the divine in due time. Otherwise, you will just burn yourself out. I mean, there was a point to where I was working like 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, like burning myself out, and it was like I was still not getting anywhere, and I was not understanding. This doesn't make any sense. I'm working double the amount that I was working before, and I'm not. And the divine was like, "Baby, it's not time for you to move." 333 on my timeline. It's not time for you to move yet. And then something happened and I ended up moving and I didn't even realize. I was like, I didn't even realize. The crazy part was like I tried to stay where I was and it didn't even feel the same. That's how I knew it was time for me to go. Oh, it's time for me to go. Oh, you have another place for me. And then the place that I ended up, nobody had ever been. It was, let me tell you something. Nobody had ever been in the place where I ended up moving. It was brand new. The place was just built like a couple months before. Nobody had been in the place where I was. And it literally was waiting for me. Even the energy in the room, I could tell nobody had been there. It was literally a place prepared and waiting for me. But if I would have tried to move, when I thought I was ready to move, it wouldn't have been ready for me. It wouldn't have been there. And that's not just move. I mean, that's in any and everything. We talking a car, a promotion. Sometimes Sometimes you have to wait on the divine. I just seen the number 224. I just seen the number 24. That could be significant to you. I am I feel like I feel like I feel shame. I feel regret. And I actually have regret here. I pulled out my soul journey cards. I didn't really, do too much, but I am looking at regret. I feel shame. I feel regret. And the reason that I feel these things because it feels like you may be embarrassed or people may make you feel this way about the direction they think your life is going. And you need to be aware of the fact that you are being led, guided, and redirected by spirit. Your life is not going to look like other people's lives. It's not. You weren't built to be like everybody else. You're starting something new. You are the leader of something new. And you need to forgive yourself. I see forgiveness. So the regret, it says, I know that I cannot change the past. You may have felt like you made a decision that put you in this position. Granted, you did. However, you were guided in that direction to start. I hear a rebuild from the ground up, a brand new foundation. Because the foundation, because the foundation that you had, that you were building things on, was shaky. 1717, it was a shaky foundation. That foundation was not made to hold the blessings, the abundance, the brand new empire that's going to be built on top of it. That foundation was connected to people, to places, and things that could not go with you, that did not bear fruit. So it had to be destroyed. And in destroying it, you had to start your life over. And in starting your life over, you had to start from the bottom. There is nothing wrong with that because when this foundation is built, when this foundation is done being built, baby, what's going to be built on top of it will surprise, will shock even you, will shock them. And then honestly, it does not matter what people have to say, especially people who used to know you, because what you're building is not only going to be for you, but it's going to be for people who need to see you, who need whatever you're creating. It's not for those past people. Now, those past people probably will fall in line, and those past people probably will come back and apologize and try to get back in where they fit in. But baby, they don't fit in. That was the whole point of leaving them in the past. So you must forgive yourself. You have to. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, a love to yourself. You cannot sit in that energy. You cannot be prideful and stop blaming yourself. I see orange here. All three cards are orange. This is sacral chakra energy. This is the unblocking of your sacral chakra. We have indecision here. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. You are being guided, even in your indecision. You're being guided. I'm looking at that purple. That's your connection to the divine. Man, this energy is so very, very heavy. I feel a little preachy. And I have gratitude here as well. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Showing gratitude in a situation to where you feel like you have are when you're showing gratitude in a situation that you're not comfortable in brings in more opportunities for you. Finding the peace in that situation, the growth, the humor in that situation. Changing your mindset, shifting, what's the word I'm trying to, your perception. That's it. Shifting your perception will change your whole life. Instead of being so worried and so concerned and so down on yourself for living the life that you were meant to live, that you were guided to live, if you just find the gratitude in it and be grateful, it won't be so hard. Just just finding the peace and the love in that situation, because what's not happening is you're not being dropped. Spirit is still helping you. You still, even though you wasn't sure how that bill was gonna get paid, it got paid, didn't it? Even though you weren't sure how you was gonna get to that next destination, you got there, didn't you? Everything is working out in divine timing, and there is nothing you should be ashamed of or you should worry about. You are growing. This is a stage of growth. And growth, nobody ever said growth was comfortable. Nobody ever said growth was comfortable. Who told you that is lying to you? Growth is not it is not comfortable. If growth is comfortable, then you ain't growing in the right direction. It's not the right kind of growth. Man, okay. I do want to read these. Okay, growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. In doing when you become when you become more aware, when you become more conscious of what's happening around you, it makes you real uncomfortable real fast. When you start seeing an outlook on life to where nobody else sees it, it makes you different than everyone else. And it makes you very uncomfortable. It makes you feel very lonely. And feeling that loneliness and being lonely, in being different, in shifting, you'll find peace. It's amazing the peace you can find when you know you're in the arms of the divine, when you know you're being held, when you know you're being guided. There's a peace when you know that foundation that got knocked down was the removing of relationships. Matter of fact, damn, that's why this relationships was here. Not only that, envy was behind it, and denial was on top of it. So it literally came out just like, hold on, it literally came out just like this. See, what you didn't see was these people envy you Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Don't that go with that growth? I think that goes with that growth because growth is uncomfortable and you will be scared of it, but baby, that awareness, that insight, yeah, these people were envious. They were envious of your light. They were envious of the fact that you can see the world in a different light. How are they down bad and they still found peace? How are they down bad and they still found happiness? You have everything. You have everything that they want. People jealous of you that physically have more than you. Why are they jealous of me and they physically have more than me? Because you have what they truly desire. Not only you find happiness and you find peace, you find humor in life. You find a way, you have this love, this unconditional love in your heart, not only for others but for yourself. Even when you have to push them away, I can love you from a distance. I can love you from over there, but you cannot be in my inner circle. You cannot get in on this foundation, this brand new foundation. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. The courage. I'm looking at courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And it's amazing because the cards that I have are all either orange or they're green or they're purple. That's amazing. That is amazing. There's a little red here. See? Ooh, service. Acts of service. You are here to help those who can't help themselves. You're here to help guide those people who don't have guidance. And you cannot help people when you don't know what the hell they done been through. If you've never been through it, how the hell you gonna help them? They and I'm not and I don't mean physical help. I mean some people just need to talk, but you can't understand. It's like going to a therapist that lived a totally different life than you. How the fuck can you help me? You ain't even lived my life, like not even close. I'm not saying our lives have to be identical, but we grew up in two totally different classes. So how you gonna help me? Like type situation. Like I have a death card here. You're going through a rebirth, and sometimes they take time. Manifesting quickly, being able to manifest quickly comes from oh, how do I want to say this? It comes from letting go. It comes from it comes from being complacent. Hot damn. I really didn't think this. I was trying to hear what Spirit was trying to say. Yep. Manifesting quickly comes from being complacent. Now that sounds like I completely just contradicted myself. It really do. Because you have to be complacent, you have to be satisfied about where you are, but then manifesting, you're attracting things in. So if you're satisfied for where you are and where you're sitting, then when you the things that you're manifesting, you're attracting comes to you easy. It's not going through turbulence to get to you because so your energy is so messed up because you're trying to do something that's not supposed to be getting done, basically. I'm done. I think that's it. That's all Spirit wants you to know. Is that, I mean, because I got this message a couple days ago and it just kind of sat, and I heard it loud and clear. Your circumstances does not define you. Sometimes you have to be complacent to let Spirit move, and that's all the message was, and it was very loud and it was very clear. You have to be. Oh, okay. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to. So only way things will flow effortlessly into your life. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I'm gonna leave it right there. We're done. If you need anything from me, okay, I do make it's I do make products. I took my website down. I am changing a couple things or whatever, but I do sell candles to help you manifest in whatever, excuse me, whatever energy you're trying to manifest in. I do make oils that coincide with the candles. I make Gris Gris bags. You need a protection bag. I'm really pretty open. If I can make it, if you need it and I can make it, I got you. We can discuss prices. That's nothing. Um, if you would like a personal reading, reach out to me in the description box below. Same with the products. If there's something that you would like, um, reach out to me. The information in the description box. Same with your readings. Information in the description box. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I love you, and remember to bye bye.